Hello, everyone.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Jerry, and welcome to Traveling
With M.
and Me. So today we're going to be talking about which Hawaiian island you should visit for the first time.
We are, and I don't really know where I want to visit the first time.
So stay tuned. So the reason we're making this video today is because we've had to answer this question ourselves. I've been to the Hawaiian Islands 3 or 4 different times myself, but Emily here
has been 0 times.
Yeah, 0 times. So what did you know about the Hawaiian Islands before we started doing our little research and all this?
Nothing except for beaches and luau's. That's
Beach.
Yeah. That's the knowledge I came prepared with.
Yeah, and there's so many decisions to have to make. So we're gonna go over Oahu and Maui and the Big Island, and then let you know what our decision was on which island we decided to go to. So I took this video on the top of one of the mountain ranges in the middle of Oahu there, and you can really see just kind of what the island looks like and the weather difference too.
Yeah, those mountains are huge. I didn't know that they were like that.
Yeah, they're really big, and you can see it's pretty rainy and cloudy up in the mountains and not that way down by the shore. Now, the north shore of Oahu is breathtaking.
That is stunning.
It is super beautiful. It's worth going to Hawaii just to see the north shore and the sunsets there. So if you do choose Oahu, the sunsets are incredible. This is one of my favorite pictures I've ever took.
We should frame that.
We should frame that, yeah. And then Pearl Harbor, it is incredible, absolutely incredible. It's an all-day event. Obviously, there's the ships you can go and see, but they also have a bunch of airplanes there too. So there's just so much to see in Pearl Harbor.
That's such a cool experience. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And this is from the top of Diamond Head, and so you really get an idea of how big Honolulu really is.
Ooh.
And here's one of the coves from one of the resorts on the outer side of Honolulu.
Let me lay out there all day.
Oh, yeah. And then how fun is it to see a little sea turtle?
I think little. That's a big sea turtle.
It is a big sea turtle. Now here we have Maui, and Maui is what you envision Hawaii to be. It is tropical. Here you have some of the black sand beaches and stuff. Yeah, it's really pretty. And here's the black sand beach, which is incredible. Incredible.
The water is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Now to get to the black sand beach, you have to take the road to Hana, and it is awful. Yeah, here's a shirt, 617 turns. And then you have this incredible tree in one of the small villages, and it's literally, the tree is an acre big.
Oh, that's a climbing tree.
Yeah, that is a super fun climbing tree. And here you can pause here to read more about the tree here.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the Big Island. Here's a little place on the island that has some tikis, which are really cool to see. Life size.
Yeah, they look huge.
They're life size. Here's a vent from the volcano, the dormant volcano, but they still have the heat vents there, which is pretty awesome. And then here is the actual volcano, and I thought I was going to see some lava, and I was wrong. And then you have just beautiful waterfalls there. Just absolutely, look how big this waterfall is.
Wow, that is huge.
It is huge. So the Hawaiian island that we chose for Emily to go see for the first time is
Oahu.
Oahu. And what were some of our reasons for deciding to go to Oahu for you to see that Hawaiian island to be your first one?
So I'm a beach girl, which is awesome, but if I'm going to go to Hawaii, I'm going to want other experiences besides just lounging on the beach. And Oahu seemed to give us the most bang for our buck so that I can have my beach time, but I can still sightsee, and I can do Pearl Harbor, which I'm sure is an awesome experience, and a bunch of other fun things.
Yeah, it is a tough decision. And Maui, like I said, is really what you envision Hawaii to be when you think of Hawaii in your head. And Maui is great. But like she said, it's either the beach, and there's a few other fun things to do there, but it's really just relaxation when you go to Maui. Oahu is much more touristy, and with it being her first time and maybe our only time going, because it's an expensive trip.
I want the full tourist experience.
Yeah, and to be able to see Pearl Harbor, it's really like a once-in-a-lifetime type experience. So we really couldn't pass it up. And the North Shore itself is incredible, as you saw in some of those pictures. So that was our main reason for choosing Oahu. So we're going to give you 8 helpful tips if we're going to the Hawaiian Islands, just to get an idea of some things that might help you on your trip on whatever island you end up deciding to go to. So tip number one is gas is expensive.
Yeah, so I in my research have kind of started to look it up, and like I get tore up when gas here gets over $2, so I'm gonna have to figure my situation out.
Yeah, so if you're going to Oahu, you're most likely going to need a rental car, and just be prepared. Last time I was doing that was 4 or 5 years ago. Gas was like $5, $5.50 a gallon. Yeah, so and everything in general is more expensive. Food, everything, just because it's an island, of course. Just be prepared for those little higher costs you're going to run into. So tip number two, if you do go to Maui, to see the black sand beach, you have to take the road to Hana. And as I mentioned in our little montage, the road to Hana is awful. Like, it is like, there's a shirt you can buy because you can be proud that you drove the road to Hana. It is like 3 hours. I think the shirt says there's 617 turns you take. It is the most windiest thing.
I get car sick. That's not
oh yeah, like if you get car sick, just be prepared. So it is awesome. Like the black sand beach is awesome, but the road to Hana,
I've heard his stories, and it does sound miserable.
yeah. So just be prepared. All right. So tip number three: the Big Island has the volcano. It's dormant. And so my expectations going in, I thought I was gonna see lava and all this stuff. And as you can see in the picture, like there was really nothing there much. You can see the heat vents, which are awesome. One tip I did hear when I was there was obviously to go see it during the nighttime, because then you can have a chance to see more of the red lava-ish color because of the contrast of the night sky. Also, when I was watching another video to kind of prepare for our video, I saw where I guess people protest on the road to the volcano. So there is a chance that if
you might not get there.
You might not get there. Yeah, you might not get there. So just know that kind of going into it. So tip number 4. So one of the best tips I could give you is we're on the East Coast. So to get from the East Coast to Hawaii,
it's a long trip.
Just flight time. Flight time is about 10 hours for us. It's not even including layovers and stuff. So to break up the trip, if you can, stop in California. Obviously not right now because the whole place is shut down. But if you can stop in California for a day or two and go to Disneyland or do something fun like that, it really makes a difference in the trip and breaks it up. So tip number 5, if you didn't know, Disney actually has one of the resorts on Oahu. So the picture of the cove area you saw in the video montage came from the Disney, where the Disney resort is, Alani. And Disney resort it's beautiful.
It looks stunning.
And we looked at the cost of staying there. It was what, $600 a night?
I thought it was a little bit more, but you might be right.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And anyway, I have stayed there before, and you do get to see characters. They have the Disney characters there, and they do have obviously it's Disney themed. But still, it's expensive. So, but they do have a resort there if you're a big Disney person, and
we are big Disney.
We're big Disney people. So, tip number 6: if you choose Oahu like we did, try and find a place to stay away from Honolulu. Honolulu's traffic is awful. I'm talking, but like it is. You think of the worst, like California's traffic is awful. Seattle has terrible traffic. Honolulu is right up there. Like it is really bad.
No thanks.
Yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying. So if you can find a resort away from Honolulu, and that's what we did, then you'll be better off. Just your stress and anxiety level, because no one wants to deal with traffic.
No, that's no fun.
No bueno. All right, tip number 7?
7.
So one of the drawbacks to Oahu, besides the awful traffic in Honolulu, is Oahu, the island itself, it's a small island just because the mountain range is right smack in the middle. And there's only certain parts you can really access of the island. So it doesn't take long to see the whole island. But like I said, the North Shore is incredible. Waikiki Beach is in Honolulu. Obviously, Pearl Harbor is an all-day event. It could really be a 2-day event. So there is a lot to do in a short period of time.
Yeah, to occupy your time.
Yep. Tip number 8.
Practicing.
There you go. So tip number 8, if you're having a hard time deciding, and it is a tough decision to decide which island to go to, there is the option of island hopping. So it's going to obviously be more of an expense. So you could spend 3 days, let's say in Maui, and then take a flight, just a really short flight, because I've done it before. It's like a 30 or 45 minute flight to Oahu. So then you could spend a couple days on each island and really get the full effect of Hawaii or whatever islands you want to go to. But it is another expense, and you kind of
Getting there is already very expensive.
Yeah, and then taking a flight and dealing with that really kills that day too. So, but that is an option to throw out there. So we're back to traveling with cats again, and I didn't mention the reason why the Big Island I really wouldn't want to go there. And for me personally, it's almost like the countryside. It is a big island, and driving through the island reminded me a lot of just my home state of North Carolina. I just didn't get so much the Hawaiian feel of it, and that's a big reason why I wouldn't choose. I wouldn't choose the Big Island for if you're going for the first time. So
I've seen enough countryside. I'm good.
yeah. All right, so to kind of wrap things up here, if anyone who's watching this and who's traveled to Hawaii has any great tips to leave, in the comments below, that would be awesome.
Yeah, please do so.
Yes, please do so, and because there's a lot of things obviously that I don't know, and I've only been there 3 or 4 times, but
I certainly don't know.
But I feel like I do have enough experience to make a pretty good decision about which Hawaiian island to visit for the first time. So, thank you for watching.
Thank you guys. Bye, y'all.
Yeah, really appreciate it, and we got more travels
Coming your way.
Adios.
Bye, y'all.